This is just a first go through for content's sake, not for look's sake or anything. For Sunday practice, June 28th, 2020. What would your life be like if you could move beyond struggle and reconnect with just joy, wonder, and vitality, and the vitality of being truly alive? What would your life be like if you could move beyond the struggle, move beyond any struggle, and reconnect with the joy and the wonderment and the vitality of being truly alive? Okay, that's what we'd like to explore. I invite you to let go of any doing whatsoever, and just notice the moment right now. I invite you, let go of any doing, and let's just notice the moment. All the millions of moments of your life have brought you to this moment right now. Okay? We're coming out of a dream of doing life and moving into being life. I want to rest with that. We're coming out of a dream of doing life. I mean, it's been 3 months of just doing, and trying to stay up with everything. And I think we're moving into a season of being life instead of doing life. So Nicole has really guided us through this year's summer solstice in a really remarkable way. And if you've been with us for the last 3 weeks, that has led us to renewal, rebirth, and reawakening. Okay, awakening. And that's what we'd like to explore awakening this evening. Okay, I'd like to start with a story that I heard. There was a local woman actually, who moved to Georgia. And she moved to Georgia to take over a homestead property of her parents that her parents had died a couple years ago. And so she moved to Georgia to reclaim the property. And once she got there, she realized that there was no good water on the property because the well that her father had dug years ago just had all kinds of stuff in it, and the water was unusable. So the first thing she had to do is she hired a couple guys to come out and dig all the stuff out of the well. And so after the first day, the guys had pulled this big pile of dirt and junk and stuff and wood pieces and stuff out of the well. And they said, "I think we're done." And she goes, "No, we're not there yet. I'd like for you to keep digging, please, and I'll let you know when we get there." And they thought, okay. So this went on for 3 days, and they continued to dig for 3 days. At the end of 3 days, there was this huge pile of junk, just dirt and trees and limbs and toys and shovels and all kinds of yard stuff that was in this well, that had been in this well. And she walked up to the men after the third day, and she looked at the pile and she went, "Okay, we're done." So she paid the men, and they started to leave. And one of the men turned around and looked at her and said, "How did you know we were at the bottom of the well?" And she said, "Well, right when my father finished up digging the well and he was done, I threw an old tea kettle in there. And so I figured that the first thing in should be the last thing out. The first thing in should be the last thing out." So I want you to sit with that for a minute, because that really, to me, is as we finish up the 2020 summer solstice, I want us to think about what are the many things, the many junk stuff that we've been putting into our own well all winter long, and have been mindfully, through the practice of the summer solstice and evolve and what we've done over the last 6 months or whatever, especially during this time of renewal and rebirth for the summer solstice, that we've been mindfully digging out what we have put in and what have we pulled out, and have we gotten to the teapot yet? So I'd like us to all kind of sit back and kind of ponder that for a second. We find ourselves in a time of renewal and rebirth and awakening, right? And what would your life be like, as I stated, the first thing I said, what would your life be like if you could reconnect with joy, wonder, and the vitality of being truly alive. This is truly the awakened spirit. Okay, so that's what we'd like to explore today, the awakened spirit. So I'm going to read some stuff from Mary O'Malley right here because she just explains it so well. I thought it was just really amazing. She says, awakening invites you into a deep connection and a sense of belonging to yourself and your life. Awakening, renewal, rebirth. Awakening invites you into a deep connection and a sense of belonging to your own life. Okay? By cultivating curiosity, compassion, and trust, you become more present to your life. And in that presence, you are healed and you become a healing force in the universe. Being awakened, we cultivate both the curiosity about what is happening right now in a compassionate meeting of whatever is there. One of the core places we can learn this way of being with life is through the challenges of our lives, We all want to throw away the challenges of our lives and get through them. Rather than seeing them as problems to be solved, we can see them as doorways to be opened into the healing that we really truly long for. These challenges that we come across. Our challenges are tailor-made to help us see our conditioned, reactive self so that we can dissolve, right? So those things can be dissolved, then we can again fully engage with life. Okay? I believe, now this is me, I believe to a certain extent we have all been awakened to our true identity, awakened to our true spirit, awakened to that which awakens us. I invite you to think, where was the last time that you felt